this is a quick viewing Restoring America's Greatness through Project 2025, how the conservative blueprint promises greater freedom, prosperity, and democracy for USA. D.E. Sargent. All right, so let's see what he's talking about here. First thing I want to say, Sargent, is democracy. We are a constitutional republic, so promising greater democracy may not be what we need to do. But I hear you, because democracy isn't working even with the Democrats. If even the Democrats or the Dixiecrats believed in democracy, there's no way Kamala would be right now in the position she's in running for president. Even the Democrats don't even know how to follow the mob rules. Even the Democrats broke their own democracy rules. If people don't see that there is something seriously wrong with saying we must protect democracy, and then they don't protect democracy, I just don't know what to tell people. It's like a man saying, I'm not going to cheat on you, and then turn around and cheat with 3 women, and then turn around and say, well, I meant to say I wasn't going to cheat on you this week. Oh, that's what you were saying? Yes, this is how these people operate. Straight propaganda from the right to the left. But right now, let's continue, because Project 2025 is not Trump's anything. Vance, maybe a little bit. But Trump, nah. Trump's center. Kamala center. What are they center? They center for Jesuits. They're all Jesuits. Vance is a Jesuit, but I can see Vance trying to placate some of this. Trump don't care. Trump doesn't care. He's trying to stay on the land of the living. He's made a blood oath with being a Jesuit. And if he doesn't keep his oath, from Ivanka to all the rest of them, these people going to try to move him. So Trump's right now only concerned with his family, because the Jesuit oath says that they can do that to him. Kamala may be in the same predicament, where she don't want to be president for real, but at the end of the day, she got to play that role out that they already did pre-program the role on The Simpsons. And then Biden got to be moved out the way, because maybe they'll give him what he wants for Hunter, that Hunter won't do no time, and then Biden will get out the way. This democracy thing, sir, ain't gonna happen. Prosperity, well, it depends on what you think prosperity is. And freedom. Freedom is the most important thing above prosperity, even above the mob ruling. Freedom. Very important, because if we don't have freedom and we're tied to other countries, you will come under a tyrant that acts like a beast in a system that thinks you're just cattle, that thinks you're just sheep and lambs. Let me explain. According to gematria says you know a person by the number of their name. This is simple mathematics. This has nothing to do with spells and tricks and clicks. This has everything to do with having knowledge. The number of his name, 666. Of course, here in America, 666, Vivek Ramaswamy. His name sits in 666 as he deals with pharmaceuticals, Magic, the snake, on the pole. However, 666 also sits with Prince Mohammed bin Salman, who the Vatican definitely admires, almost worships. Blinken worships this guy almost. He's having concerts in the desert called The Beast. It's all in your face. So this is part of a play. This is a part of a skit. But in the play and the skit, you don't have to let the play and the skit go the way they want it to go. Does that mean you have to maybe let go of some of what you believe is supposed to happen? Yes, you're going to have to say, I see what they want to happen. They put it in Revelations. They penned it. Secret men around the table penned it. And they say, oh, we found it on a rock. We found it in some cave. I hear you. Let's move on. Project 2025, reclaiming America's greatness through bold reforms. Now, America's greatness actually was initially the indigenous native copper skin people who cared about everybody that came over here and wanted to help everybody that came over here. And then they got infiltrated with the English, and the English started having babies with them. And then you got the ones that their babies were taught to now take the land and get the and remove the because a lot of our people actually had tenants that borrowed land, that sharecrop land. And if you don't tell your children or your great-great-grandkids this is what's happening, they don't know that, oh, this our land? Yeah. But it's only our land for the game. It's only our land for the game. This game we're playing. Then other people have other lands. Yeah, we can share lands, but it's just a lot of trickery going on. It's just a lot of trickery going on. Like the people over there on the latitude and longitude line of 666 called Israel. Those are not Shemites. They're Japhites. Yet they're a synagogue of Satan. They're wrapped up, tied up, tangled up with the Vatican and with Saudi Arabia, because that system, they want that to be the new system, the new beast system, the system that'll look at you as nothing but golems. And then you have this old system that we can still run, but we have to disconnect ourselves from those people. We have to disconnect ourselves from soon to be King Solomon's temple, King Solomon's kingdom, because that's a beast system kingdom. He's so beast. He's such the beast. He really is. He's such the beast. Let me read right quick. Let me see what this is. Hit me up right quick. That's my hubby saying good morning. I'll hit him up in a second. Meeting the transformative vision of Project 2025, a comprehensive plan designed to restore America's greatness by the year 2025. So that's a question mark this person has. That's smart of him to put a question mark, because in 2025, the decaded, what is it called? Decaded censor, or decaded, where the countries around the world all have to say how many people they believe are going to not be alive by 2025. They say 67% of Americans won't be alive by 2025, at the end of 2025. Now, why would they say that? Because there's nothing that's majorly changed in this decade that would cause that that at least 70% of Americans have been participating in. In the past decade, there's nothing special that has happened in the past decade that over 70% or at least 70% of Americans have participated in. I mean, I do know Biden said that 7% of people got the pow with that special name. However, that alone wouldn't work for that many people to drop. But unless we get to G5, which Trump implemented that, the towers, because he said we had to beat China. Interesting. And China has a certain percentage of people that got to drop too, to get that's why the Georgia Guidestones, those stones got blowed up, and nobody found out who did it conveniently, but they can find out every damn thing else. Nobody know who did that, but those things declared in the decree that was going to be reset. And that's what's going on. Trump does his part, Biden does his part, Kamala does his part, Vance does her part. His part, I'm sorry. Maybe that's not an accident. Let me continue. I don't make this video too long. Because I wasn't intending on doing this video, but my husband and I were talking about this last night. And I just want to give an overview of encouragement for anybody that may want to get this book. It's only $9.99 paperback. Okay, and for Kindle, it actually costs you nothing. This groundbreaking plan proposes revolutionary changes in healthcare. Did I read the top part, all of it? Let's see. Drawn on the Heritage Foundation's extensive mandate for leadership, this short guidebook outlines the bold reforms aimed at revitalizing our nation through traditional values, economic freedom, national sovereignty, and explains how they'll benefit you in an easy-to-understand way. Now, the only way you can get traditional values back is you got to get all the hoes out the church. You got to get all of the Masons out of leadership. You got to get all of the T.D. Jakes and them out. You got to get all of Eddie Long already gone. You got to get all of the Kenneth Copeland and them to sit themselves down and let some righteous men stand instead. If you don't get righteous men that don't love money, and you don't remove all these mega churches, I'm not saying like remove them. I'm saying judgment needs to come to these mega churches. Judgment needs to come at these Jesuit pastors, bishops, these Jesuit lodge Mason pastors and deacons. Y'all need to be judged by your God. He needs to come hard on y'all. But maybe he's part of the plan too. Maybe this is part of his plan too. Because I hear y'all always saying, this God's will. God knows the end from the beginning. He knows. Maybe he's placating you too. So y'all gonna have to think of another plan. Either you do traditional, by living traditional, by being righteous, by just doing what's right. Common sense, doing what's right. Because at this point, it's so many pedophiles and whores and rapists and lovers of money in the church and leadership. They love their lodge, they love their sorority, their fraternity, they love their secret society more than they'll ever love a way of understanding, an upright path. They're in love with the game called life, and they will be reincarnated and recycled, and they know this because why? Like Paula White said, oh, be a Christ. I understand about being a Christ. Coming to an understanding that some people say, come to understand that you're God. I'm not studying that term God stuff. That's dogma. Look at it. I got videos on it. Go look at it. I'm not going to waste my time explaining that. That's the problem. The problem is we have a lot of people in leadership who are double-minded in all their ways. We have a lot of people in tradition. I'm talking about tradition. I can't talk about the other folks because I've never been out there in the world of flesh and the devil in the streets doing all that bull crap, freakism and parties and clubbing. And I've never been about that. I'm better than that. But I have been in the church more than 40 years. And now I'm not in the church. I'm not a young girl. I'm not some little chick out here talking. I got some experience beyond belief. And a lot of things I've been through and I know. And still left it. And still don't hate it. I just feel sorry for it. Because there's too much deception. And deception straight coming from the top. I'm sorry, Enlil. I'm sorry, but I gotta tell your people. You being deceptive. And I'm talking about Yahweh, Yahuwah. Enlil, the Anunnaki. And if you know you're in a game and you're going to lead a game, and he knows it, like, you know, when I saw him in a dream and I told him. And he's copper skin. Ha 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 ha. Did y'all know Yahweh copper skin? Enlil copper skin? That's why he took the copper skins over here to America. Not on ships. Maybe on spaceships, but not on ships. Because that's their technology. They're eternal beings like us. They're not this God that floats in the sky without technology. Maybe he could figure out how to do it, but why do that when he can put on booster shoes and do it? You know what I'm saying? Why? I mean, these people have had bodies too, but anyway, I'm going too deep. All right, so that traditional thing just got me. I understand traditional values are good. A nuclear family, a husband, a wife, a man, being more alpha than beta, a woman being more beta than alpha. Most of the time I am beta. I can be alpha, baby, when it's needed. And most of the time my husband's alpha, and he can be beta when he needs to be. I don't like to be beta, alpha a lot. I don't like being beta a lot neither. I like to really be in the middle. I like to be in the middle. I don't like to be beta. I don't like to serenade. I don't like to kiss up. I don't like to be submissive to anybody or anything. I like to be authentic and real with myself. Because I answer to myself. I have to be real with myself. Can't nobody fix my situation but myself. If it needs to be fixed. My husband can't fix me. I can't fix my husband. I can't fix my children. I mean, they're his kids too, but I'm just saying. You know, when you birth, when you just feel like, man, it came out of me. And he'll say the same thing, my children. Especially when they're being good, my children. And when they're being good, yes, they're my children. But when they're not acting right, them knuckleheads. Let me continue on. This groundbreaking plan proposes revolutionary changes in healthcare, economic policies, environmental regulations, education, and immigration. So let's stop at education. Right now, the only education we have right now is indoctrination. And it's indoctrination that's based on Germany. It's indoctrination that's based on mind control. It's an indoctrination that's based on kids getting to 13, 14, 15, 16 years old and start hating their parents, and their parents been good to them their whole life. That's indoctrination. Immigration. There's nothing wrong with our immigration rules. They're just not following them. We don't need a wall. They need to hire more guys, fix the holes, and stop trying to be part of the drug problem and the sex trade problem. 3-letter alphabet groups. Y'all's the problem. Anyway. It emphasizes strengthening border security, enhances national defense, and supporting veterans, while also fostering technological advancements and ensuring cybersecurity. That cybersecurity is really a spooky thing because 2.5 billion Social Security cards got jacked. And now I would encourage you to go pause your credit so that you won't be jacked up when they shut the system down and then somebody don't steal your credit in India or in China somewhere, and they'll be you. Shut your credit off so nobody can use your credit for a while. Because all this technology we got, especially in New York, all these cameras, but that's the main place while the trouble going. And then they got the National Guard there, but ain't nothing. They're not helping nothing. Interesting. What they waiting on? And what they waiting on? What they know we don't know? Huh? I'm just saying. Let me continue. Project 2025 promotes social justice and equality through traditional family values. So you get social justice, meaning, as Martin Luther King say, know a person by the content of their character. You know what I'm saying? Not by their skin color, but by the content of their character. Hopefully that's what this person is talking about, because that makes sense for social justice. And equality through traditional family values. So not equity, because equity is dangerous. Equity sounds like poverty. Equity sounds like bullying. Equity sounds like revenge. Equity sounds like you don't understand the law of reaping and sowing. You don't understand karma as a bitch. Somebody do you wrong, you turn around, do them wrong, you can get it right back. So stop being stupid and stop the stupidity. Through tradition, and she ain't went through nothing anyway, way from India, and then went to Canada most of her life, and now want to complain and cry baby. Please. Anyway, law enforcement support. Yes, law enforcement is very important, especially if the law enforcement do not put the lodge and brotherhood before their service. But a lot of them are Masons, and so they're going to put their brotherhood before supporting their duty. And they don't get paid enough anyway. So, and merit-based opportunities. Merit-based opportunities start with school. You earn it, you get praised for it. You have issues of learning. People figure out what your issues are, and they support you in those issues. But by no means are we gonna lower the standard. And everybody ain't gonna get no damn trophy, and everybody ain't gonna get no damn ribbon. No. Unless that person has really done something substantial, like that person, let's say this child got issues and they really behave themselves, even though they got issues, they really made their mind they're gonna behave themselves. You might need a ribbon. Especially that teacher got tears in the eyes. Y'all just don't know. Jimmy really acting right. Dwayne really acted right. Y'all, he was acting a fool when he got up in here in the beginning of the school year. He really acted like an angel now. I gotta give him something, because I almost lost my mind. And I had to sit down and talk to him and say, baby, if you just act right, you're gonna be rewarded, greatly rewarded. All right, so anyway. So it says, tax reforms aim to simplify the tax code and encourage personal responsibility. Now, there's a state, I don't know if it's South Carolina, but they were saying something about 200,000+ people getting free tax services. That's not going to help anything. That's going to make people more welfare-minded, more baby-minded, more childlike minded, more gimme, mommy, gimme, daddy minded. So tax reforms better be about, like they say, simplifying the tax code. We don't need to pay no federal tax, state tax, mwah. Tax on food, okay, mwah, fine. No federal tax. Stop borrowing also from the Federal Reserve, who's a private corporation. That stuff needs to end. Federal taxes and the Federal Reserve. Get your asses out the way. Because that's what's hurting the country. More than anything else. Other than them letting people come in and take all your taxes and so they can live large and in charge. Because you won't obey and comply the way they want you to. Because you won't jump over the rope. Because they seem like they losing you, copper skin. So now they bring some more in that's slightly copper skin. Anyway. So it says, tax reforms aim to simplify the tax code and encourage personal responsibility. How did I miss that? Personal responsibility. Boy, that's going to be a big one because these children nowadays, they don't even want to work to make sure they keep a roof over their head. At least you can work to keep a roof over your head. And then don't be getting mad at your parent because your parents saying, oh, you gonna stay here, but you're going to be paying. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. Because you go right over there and pay $1,200 to get a one-bedroom or $800 to get a one-bedroom. No, $800, but a one-bedroom, but you won't pay your parents $600 to keep your bedroom and go in their refrigerator, use their bathroom, use their internet, sit down somewhere. The plans, foreigners, I don't understand that. I know that has everything to do with schooling and indoctrination because there's no way children should be that slow that you think you're supposed to be able to manipulate and walk over your parents and not drop some money. Okay, let's say that the person's only making $1,500 a month. You trying to tell me you can't drop $500 a month for the roof over your head, internet, on the family phone service? What? No, you gotta pay that bill too. But what? You going in the icebox, peeping and looking and eating out, waiting on dinner, waiting on breakfast, waiting on lunch. Huh? There's a slowness going on up in there somewhere. Unless you're demoniac. Unless you're a demoniac. Through that indoctrination, you become a demoniac. That you think you can take advantage of your own parents who are in the game being your parents. So a lot of folks don't realize that. A lot of children don't realize. We're playing your parents. There's a limit. I'm playing your parent. The plan's foreign policy prioritization, national interest, strengthens alliances, and maintains military superiority to secure America's global leadership. That last part is vomit to me. This military industrial complex thing is vomit to me. We need to spend time focusing on home, protecting home, leaving folks alone, stop bringing our fake democracy to these people, stop putting in these puppet leaders, stop being the people who run the U.S. incorporation. Y'all psychos. Because I know most Americans are not down with bullying people. We're just not down with destroying other humans. Just not. Each chapter delves into specific policies that promise to drive America forward, fostering a society where every citizen has the opportunity to succeed based on their abilities and efforts. Yeah, everything should be based on your ability and the efforts you give. It should not be based on where you got something hanging in front of your torso. It should not have anything to do with whether or not you got a chest that's double D. That stuff shouldn't matter. And if you think it should, you're childlike in your understanding. You need to mature. That is so baseline elementary. That's so childlike to think that someone needs to spend time treating you special because you want to transition. Like Barney. Purple transition. Them be the very folks that take you out too. The very folks that's giving you peanuts and more peanuts and more peanuts and more peanuts, and next thing you know they're giving you peanuts, and then there becomes one-sided fence around you, and then you still go out there every day get peanuts, and then next thing you know it's a three-sided fence and more peanuts and a four-sided fence, and now you can't get out the fence because you sat there like a duck eating the peanuts like a pig, and now you get yourself entrapped because now they got you entrapped. Now you don't even know who you are because you drunk the Kool-Aid, because you love divers lust. You love the temptation of the lust. You won't even shut down your bottom chakra. Shut that stuff down. One chakra is just for eliminating waste anyway, and the other chakra is for reproduction. But if you're not going to be reproducing, then or possibly reproducing, what you doing? What you doing? If you're not going to be reproducing, or you don't even have what you doing with that, what is it, the second chakra? In the second chakra, if you're using your second chakra for intimacy, and it's not capable of, you're not using it for what it's actually used for, what it's purpose for. And let's say, okay, I'm using it for what it's purposely for, but I can't produce children. Okay, fine. But what if you're using it and you're not using it for what it's used for? You're going to get sickness and disease. And then you'll look over here and think, I'm supposed to pay for your insurance, your health care. I'm supposed to feel sorry for you. Now you hate the world, the flesh, and yourself because now you did it to yourself. You did it to yourself. Now you want me to have pity on you, and I'm looking like, I already told you shouldn't be doing that anyway. You can, but you hurting yourself. And a lot of people hate themselves. And that's why they do what they do. Because they don't want to spend time figuring out how the hell they get to where they at. They just want to be able to blame somebody. Blame the devil. Blame their mama. Blame their daddy. Blame their grandparents. Blame the torment they went through. Okay. Now, once you finish blaming, stop blaming. And spend the rest of your life going within, dealing with yourself. Don't blame an Elohim or a God. That person only looking at you because you calling on them. They know that they don't have to be your God, and you don't have to serve them. That God knows you don't have to serve them. You can come to an awakening. You can come to the Christ mind, aware that you're an eternal being, that you're in a game called life, that this is a simulation, a matrix, that Project 2025 can only do so much for you in this game. You have to navigate your own life. You have to stop making excuses. I tell myself that every day. Girl, make sure you're making no excuses. I still have a few folks left in this house that need me. They can't get along without me. So I have to be very responsible. I cannot be laxy-daisy in my adventure. And then once they're gone, I still have someone that's been with me through thick and thin. That's my ride or die. That's my ride or live. I got to be on my game because we're on a team. Now, once I leave this game, I have to deal with leaving this game on my own. Like, I have to determine, do I want to be back in this game or leave this game? Of course, I'm going to leave the game. Of course, I'm not going to come back to the game. Of course, the archons aren't going to be able to deceive me and tell me, oh, you didn't finish your purpose. Your family's down there. They need you. Oh, you're not finished. You didn't do what you're called to do. Get out of my face. Get out of my face. I don't bow to nobody's speech or allegiance. And then until you get to that point where you don't turn behind what somebody else says because they got some technology that makes them look bigger than you, like the Wizard of Oz. Because that's what the archons look like. They sitting outside the game looking and maybe smiling. These people don't even know this is a game. Hee hee ha ha. Just like, what's the movie called? The Dome. The show called The Dome. My husband did a synopsis on it. He was telling me that it's all about these alien children that's playing with these people, putting them in a dome. And some people lose their mind straight off. But that's what the 5G is about in the 12-minute season, 15-minute season. It's to lock you into a area, especially if you got the pow, 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 and you got about 5 of them, like my neighbor. If they put any frequency around here, she ain't gonna be able to go nowhere. These people so devilishly smart, it's gonna amaze you. That's why you gotta be smart. And that's why you can't get emotion behind Project 2025. You have to see what it says, see where it works for you, and where it doesn't work for you, try to move around it. If you want to be out here with a miniskirt on, with hairy legs and some heels and a pink wig with some fake eyelashes and a lipstick, and you're a man, you being indecent and being indecent. And you're doing too much. I want my liberty and freedom. Why don't you do your liberty and freedom get dressed up, go to a club late at night and do that? Go to a place where they are having a party and they accept that. Why you got to be so rude? Why you gotta be so outlandish? Why you gotta act like a 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old? Why you gotta act so childlike? I need everybody to accept me. That's because you don't accept your damn self. Because you don't even know who you are. Big brawly man. Then lost your mind. Why? What you been doing? Touching the Ouija board? Allowing a walk-in to come in you? Now you possessed? And you thought that person that you miss wanted to just talk to you, and what they really wanted was your life? Now you in the background and she in the forefront, because y'all don't realize that some folks don't lead the game. They stay in the game. They walk around here with dark shadows. People can see them and they'll enter you because you open yourself as a doorway. I need my ancestor spirits. No, you don't. You tell auntie and grandma and them, sit down somewhere. Love you. Sit down somewhere. If y'all gonna hang around me, y'all need to just be watching. If you want to be my guardian angel, you need to be on the outside watching, not on no inside. Because when y'all was here, Project 2025 wouldn't even be needed. But when y'all was here, look at y'all let happen. Exactly. Love you. Love you. But remember, y'all just acting as my grandparents. Y'all acting as my family because of the DNA. So nobody own me or master me. Nobody. And when you get to that point and realize that Elohim don't own or master you, that God don't own or master you, that God is only being your master because you tell that God to be your master. You say, no, he asked to be the Lord of my life. Well. He asked, come. He's asking. It wouldn't be right for him to make. Right, because if he was really God or she was really God, they would make. Now they just want love. Now they got that. What you need love for? You're supposed to be loved. You're supposed to be sufficient. He or she is sufficient. I say she because some folks believe in duality. Okay, I have some things I have to do today. I have a group that I have to administer some things that I've already prepared. All right. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. Appreciate you always for watching.